What's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Flamingo's Writings. I do apologize in advance of not being able to get the live stream working from previous before and the same episode. This is mostly due to me being a stupid flamingo who actually didn't do much of the hectic instead, though. But anyways, today we're going to be taking a look at the difference between inspiration and plagiarism. And I hope you all. This is something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time now. And oh, hey, Hannah. Yeah, nice for you to drop in. And nice for you to drop in. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, thank you very much for joining in. Anyways, for those who are stepping in, this is going to be about me telling you guys about how to take inspiration if you want to do some work. Not just writings, but other stuff as well, though. This is me discussing about how to get inspiration, either writings or music or basically whatever comes in your way, though. Like, and even artists can talk about this kind of stuff too. But if you're wondering what the background music is, I put Evanescence songs on because they're my favorite band, no doubt about it. But anyways, today we're going to be looking at different inspirations from other people, how they got their work started and all that, like different images of like anime and such. Whereas we'll take about the plagiarism, which I'll tell you guys the difference between both those things because me being a curious flamingo, I've been wanting to talk about inspiration and plagiarism for a long time. And anyone who's dropping in, I want to also say to you guys a few things. Thank you all for supporting this channel. I couldn't have done it without you guys. I don't know what I'd do without you. And second, ever have any suggestions of what I could do for the series Flamingo's Writings? You're more than welcome to tell me what you guys think though about the episodes, and I'll see what kind of research I have to do for them. By far, I only have 2 episodes since the last one's about fanfics. This one's about inspiration and plagiarism. And whatever suggestions you have, don't be afraid to let me know in the comments. But anyways, if you like this video, click the like and subscribe button for more content, and I will be doing. And here we go. Okay, so when it comes right down to inspiration and plagiarism, there's a few things you have to know. One thing's for sure is that plagiarism in of itself is something that we don't want to have, but inspiration is something we do want. Because inspiration, for those who don't know, means that you get inspired for the idea that you have, and then you run with it. For example, let's say, you have inspiration in anime. Like, it can be any kind of anime. It could be action, it could be comedy, it could be just about anything, except for something stupid, that is. But I'll get to that later. But anyways, when it comes right down to it, a lot of people tell me that it's hard to take inspiration from stuff, which I can firmly believe because, let's be honest, it's not easy. So I'm going to show. So let's say, for example, you have an example on One Piece. One Piece is an anime that I myself do enjoy. For those who are curious about One Piece, about it's these pirates who go out on to find the greatest treasure of all time, known as One Piece. And as such, though, Goldie Roger just is hidden in the wave from the pirates, and only themselves in the Grand Line to know what's going on. Like what's going, like what I mean, not what's going on. What the hell? I mean, what's like what happens when they find it. So I'm going to show you screenshots. So here goes nothing, and okay, hold on a sec. I'll get there, and here we go. So as you can see here, these are the images of that. If you're wondering why I'm not there, it's mostly due to the fact that I have my mostly me for goes on. So let's see here. Let me get a better picture. Let me show you guys a picture of what it looks like in the manga arts from Ichiro Oda. My experience amazing. Like I started watching One Piece back when Four Kids Dub was still on, but personally, I will not recommend a Four Kids Dub. Thankfully, we don't have it no more. This is due to the fact that, most importantly, though, it's really because Four Kids, being the people that were forced to do it, they really did not care about what they did with that dub. It's really awful. Like, I couldn't even describe into few words how it felt. Like, if anything, though, it's really that bad. Like, it feels like they phoned it in. They phoned it in so much. No, like they couldn't describe it. Like they cut out a lot of things though. Like they cut out plot points. They they hammered in the lines. They even put dialogue that was not making a lick of sense. If you get what I'm saying. But yeah, the inspiration for One Piece, while it was actually influenced by Dragon Ball, because if you've noticed, Dragon Ball seems to be a high influence on such people. I mean, a lot like I used to, because not because it's not for me, but because I just don't watch it as much as I used to. And when it gets right down to it, though, I just don't have the urge to watch it anymore. Mostly because it would take me way, way too long as it is to keep watching it. Like I'm like for One Piece, I will say I do try to watch when I can, though. But due to how busy my life is, every now and then it's hard for me to get it all settled in. Though that's how much it is, though. Like I think I'm close to being caught up, but once I say that, I know there's going to be more episodes along the way. So keep that. Anyways, while thinking about One Piece, though, did you know that it was actually inspired by Vicky the Viking? Now, for those who are curious and unaware of what Vicky the Viking is, well, I say is, but it's more like was. It was basically a series about Vikinghood, like kind of like How to Train Your Dragon with Vikings, except without the dragons. So, How to Train Your Viking. But yeah, Vicky the Viking, believe it or not, actually had a lot of influence, believe it or not. So I'm gonna look up on Vicky the Viking. So here we go. And a lot of yeah, if as you could tell here, there's a lot of pictures that. And when I first saw Vicky the Viking, I thought Vicky was a girl. Like you can't tell me otherwise. You probably got that wrong at first glance if you saw the pictures or if you've seen the series. Hell, I myself didn't even know really. I did not know that was Vicky. I thought it was because when you look at the outfit, the hairstyle and everything, yeah, I thought at first that was a girl, but no, that was a boy. I'm guessing short for Victor. I'm guessing that's what it was all this time. Because if anything, no, that's basically what I thought of when watching Vicky the Viking. So yeah, Dragon Ball is what influenced it, but One Piece actually got inspired by something like Vicky the Viking since Ichiro Oda grew up with watching the series, and I think he did say in an interview he was inspired when Vicky got his helmet, then Luffy got his straw hat. I think he said in an interview one time. Now I can't be certain because it'll probably take a long time to find that since Vicky the Viking and not Vicky the Viking, Ichiro Oda, the creator of One Piece, has done a lot with that, and interviews for a lot of creators have gone on record with a lot of things that went on their minds. So no use in just trying to find that video or interview because it would take a long time for me to get it. All right. But inspiration aside, though, there have been many kinds of works out there that I have to fully admit really grabbed my attention, though. Now, I would tell you guys my inspiration for my work, which I'm not really certain if I want to, anyways, but it's not really anything bad. It's just I'm not gonna talk about my works. I'm sorry, guys. It's really not something I would talk about right now. But I will say this though: inspiration does lead to good ideas, though. But what you have to understand is that inspiration comes from what you have to understand is what makes it so original, what makes it so special, what makes it originality, and basically anything that comes to your head. Like, say for example, let's say for example, I myself oh, get inspired by, say, not just media, but everyday life. You can do everyday life as your inspiration too, believe it or not. It's not as easy, I will say that, but I will say inspiration only comes from how you set forth of it, because let's be honest here, it's not as easy as people think it is, though. It's, it's like, say, for example, let's say, for example, that when you come from inspiring everyday life, let's say your family life would. Now, yes, that is something that you hear a gazillion times. Not gonna lie about that, but I think it's only fitting to say that when it comes to families, they all come in different shapes and sizes. I myself, well, yeah, have a well, I know how to describe my family. I guess you could say they're times the combination of good and bad. No, but I still love them, regardless. Well, most of what I had to go through. So being someone who's been around kids, I have to say that, like, say, my nephews and niece, I am a part-time babysitter. Yeah, that's my job and everything. But if anything, though, I will say, I think what got me into the kids, though, is that myself really do. I love what I see in kids, though. But that's probably one of the reasons why I try to think of my story about what a little kid do if they were acting in this situation. Like, it's it's really not that easy, though, because kids love to play games, they love to play with their toys, they also love to hang out with their friends, they also go to school, basically anything like that. However, one thing that gets me started, though, is probably say, let's see, let's say for example that you yourself go through some kind of kid who would go through. Let's say you've had slice of life as your inspiration. Let's say like one of my favorite Nickelodeon shows, and this was a show that I didn't like in the past. I will admit that it's a show called As Told by Ginger, and I'm gonna say this right here and now. This is probably one of my favorite shows of all time. It's one of my favorite shows out there of all time. Like, no, Victor, for those who don't know, was an old Nickelodeon show that hmm, said though. Hold on a sec. I got something here. Wait, what was that? Hold on. Also, you do not need a shout out to Pinky because she's a uh, Pinky Kid because she is a tracer. Could you explain to me what you mean by that? Like, are you saying that she did something though? Like, did she do something bad? Like, uh, explain to me that because I'm kind of curious. I'm sorry. And, like, it's really hard for me to understand. Back to what I was saying about the okay, so As Told by Ginger, for those who aren't aware, As Told by Ginger was a series that ran off for Nickelodeon. Now, if you've heard of wait, hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I really am. Let's see. Tracer means like a copycat thing. Oh my god, I am so sorry. I did not know that. Thanks for reminding me. I I did not know. Well, let me see. Yeah, she's also been sending death threats like Mika Kid. Okay, what is with these people sending death threats to people? Like, guys, you do realize this is a social media platform. I understand there are going to be times where you're upset and angry, but keep that anger to yourself. Keep that to yourself. Like, death threats are not going to get you anywhere. Hell, if you yourself say, oh, but it's because I have to get my anger out. Here's another thing: go outside. Go outside. Yeah, though. You don't know, though. Yeah. I'll keep that in mind, Hannah. Thanks for telling me. I'll try my best to see what's going on. Then maybe I'll do a video on it because recently I've just wanted to do a video called "Let's Talk About," which is, well, no, I'm not gonna call it that because one of my favorite users, Techno, which I'll get to later, actually goes through let's say let's talk about. I'm not gonna do that though, so I'll have to call it another name because I don't like to plagiarize names. And that's another thing too. I'll have to talk about then. So back to when it comes right down to SOY Ginger. If you've heard of Hey Arnold, think of SOY Ginger as that, except with teenagers and for young girls. Not to say that boys can't watch it. Not to say they can't watch it at all. It's really how do I describe it? It's basically realism. Like it's I hate to use my language. It's fucking real. Well, when you watch it, it's really that good, though. But SOY Ginger, I watched that show when I was a little kid. I'm not gonna lie, but it didn't really interest me that much. I'm not gonna. Hmm, I said though. Wait. Hold on a second. Let me see. Oh, hey, Harry. Nice to see you, big bro. Pest bro. Thank you for joining and stopping in. I love that. What was he, Hannah? Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Let me see. Also, how was Smurfette doing? I talked to her the other day. She was actually doing pretty. Really be certain of. I did give her a shout out, and so did Blossom and Queen Poppy and a lot of people. Like, if I ever do, when I do live streams, guys, just so you know, I always put the names down to give you guys a shout out because, well, I love you guys. That's how much I love you guys. And I'll thank you all for joining in. And yeah, for those who are still okay, so as going back to what I was saying though, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but also with Ginger. I will say as a kid, I didn't care for that show that much. And I'm not gonna lie though, I didn't like it at first because I'm guessing why I didn't like it is because it just wasn't for me because as a kid, I didn't care for slice of life that much. That's really the thing, blah blah. Well, I was more into action stuff. In case you guys didn't know, I'm a tomboy. I am a masculine woman. And no, that does not mean I'm going to change my sex. Thank you very much. In case someone's going to ask, no, I'm just proud of being a tomboy myself. That's who I am. But yeah, that's why Ginger. It was actually a pretty good show when I watched it in high school. And it's, oh my God. If you watch the show for your words big enough for me to describe how real that show was. Like for yourself, which I'll show you a picture of it on Google. So give me a sec. And I have to say though, when watching the show for myself, I didn't think there was anything about it that made it interesting. I'm not gonna lie; it felt like it was just your average everyday show at first glance. Just so you, I like that. But I think what got me into the show is that I think my second older sister used to watch it. I can't be certain of that because I was like 5, maybe 6. I was pretty young, so I can't really recall how old I was though. So yeah, that's interesting though. The show itself really when you watch the show for yourself nowadays, even though okay, you can watch it online or on DVD because it's out on those sites, but I go on piracy websites to watch my shows because I don't have a DVD. And then since I have to go pirate websites, yeah, that's the thing though. It's really that hard. It's not easy as it looks. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Let me just see if I can get the screen. Okay, so as you can see here, yeah, this is one of those shows where, hold on. Yeah, I'll get to, let me get the picture again. Getting a little tough. But really, now this is a show that while it's been, oh my god, it's been like since I was a little kid when watching the show. I didn't care for it, but as I grew older, I realized this show is fucking real. Like when you watch the show for yourself, it's really that great. Like there's no easy way to describe it. Though, if because it talks about realism, like for a Nickelodeon show, I'm surprised they actually got away with some of the stuff they did. Whereas I like to call it the light tone and somewhat dark tone of Daria on Nickelodeon. Fitting because both those shows are, believe it or not, a slice of life in their own way. So I have to say though, for a show that went on for since then, though, it's too bad the show didn't run too long because Nickelodeon, being the shitheads they can be at times, they, or should I say, they will, later date though, which I'll get to Nick Studio 10 and like maybe later in this video. I don't know. I can't guarantee that. But one thing I will say though, Astro Boy Ginger really caught me off guard when watching the show as an adult because I watched that show back when I was in my last year of high school around about 6 years ago, and even today I'm still shocked about how much this show really drew inspiration for a lot of people. That's how much I have to say though. The show really was clever on how to show realism. Of course, there's the fact that this show is not without its problems. This show had the temerity, not just for getting screwed over by Nickelodeon, because due to the Nickelodeon being the shitbags they are now, they didn't want to keep this show. Why? Well, there are a few reasons. The first being that a female lead, yeah, for some reason, a female lead in a cartoon is not okay, but a female lead in a show like, say, a sitcom with iCarly, Victorious, or Zoe 101 and whatnot, those are fine. Nickelodeon, why? Just why is it that you always tend to have those shows? Oh, wait, Miriam? Oh, hi, Miriam. Nice to see you. I didn't think you'd show up. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't believe I slept this show. I have memories in the back of my mind still. I need to rewatch it. Yeah, it's a pretty good show though. Like if you like Hey Arnold, this is a show that actually is pretty good though, and it's so many levels. Like, but what really kept me from watching the show as a kid is that I didn't think there was anything special about it. Like I thought it was just one of those stupid shows that just had teen girls doing stuff like that. But as a as a girl myself, or a woman myself, because I'm a grown woman at 24, I myself didn't really think there was anything special about the show. Really, that's how much I said to myself, "Wait, what is this show?" And I watched like one episode. I think it had something to do with what the hell was it? I think it has something to do with a party. Like, I think that's what it was. I can't be certain because it's been a long time since I've last seen that episode. So, I think about Miranda having, no, not Miranda, Mipsy. Mipsy was one of the girls who happened to you know, and all of a sudden, what happens in the show is that like they really dealt into real life issues. It's not a show you could screw around with. Like that's how great the show was. Like, but I will say there are some problems I have with the show. The first being Dodie, and I hate to go on a rant about Dodie right now, but hear me out because this is important to know. Dodie in the show, she was just a fucking bitch. She was just a fucking bitch. Dodie was one of those characters who says, "Oh, you shouldn't really think about popularity. Oh my god." Well, guess what? Nickelodeon, or no, not Nickelodeon. Dodie, I believe Nickelodeon. Wait, I don't know. I guess Nickelodeon is okay. It's just okay with more female actors. Then hold on, I'm gonna show what happened here. So let's see, I'm sorry, I'm blind as hell. I don't know. I guess Nickelodeon is just a bit more okay with female actors as leads than in cartoons. Not sure or why, but I get that feeling to be honest. Okay, yeah, I kind of get it, but still, though, I mean, I like female leads in live action myself. No, I'm not gonna lie, but it's just that female leads in cartoons, especially with Nickelodeon, I don't see that many. At the top of my head, I can only think of a few. That was being not just High School with Ginger, but My Life is Its Teenage Robot, which I watched the hell out of as a kid. Don't No surprise there because I'm really an action-packed friend of myself, unlike my girlfriend. Um, what else was there? I think the Casagrandes. Casagrandes. Yeah, I have a Spanish accent in case I wasn't clear though. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm stupid, aren't I? What else was there? Yeah, there was a bunch of shows out there with. There's probably a bunch of other shows I can't name at the top of my head, but I do know there was a lot of female-driven shows. Like say Zoe 101, Victorious. Let's see. Anyone remember True Jackson VP? I remember watching a few of that show before. Like I think I was in second or third grade when that show came out. I can't be certain of that though. But what really got me into that show was really that it was really one of those shows that I couldn't really get to myself into a lot though because being a little kid, I had a certain bedtime. I really wasn't enthralled with that. My God, why? Why'd I have to be born in the 2000s? Okay, I wasn't really born in 2000 per se, but I call myself a 2000s kid due to the fact I was born in 1999, October 21st of 1999. Yeah, in case you're wondering, that's my birthday. So yeah, I'm a Libra. Oh my God. Yeah. But back to what I was saying though. Yeah, that's my Ginger though. Along with Daria, one of my favorite other shows. I love Daria. Like that's one show. And believe it or not, here's a fun fact. If you want to know about if anyone is knowing about my Rainbow Academy series, that's actually where I got my oh my God. But yeah, one thing for sure though, what got me inspired with Jane's name is that I love that name. Like, call me old fashioned. I know some people are gonna say, "Oh, you're old fashioned, Flamingo. You're loving like old names or whatnot." Here's what I have to say: a name is a name. Like my name, I'm not gonna say my name out loud because I don't want to persevere it. But let me just put it this way: I don't care what name it is as long as it actually has a ring to it for me. That's it is. Like, say for example, oh my God. Like, let's say for example, myself that I myself. Oh my God, I got some issues with my. Oh, so hold on. Yeah, let me see what's going on here. So yeah, one thing that I will say about Daria, it actually ended on a high note, like what it did with So Much Ginger. But well, let's be honest though, writing a high note for your series is not easy to write. I'm not gonna lie about that. It's really hard to do so. It's really no surprise that that's female leads while they still have their interactions with those though. It's seems like I hate to say that all the time about female leads though. Like they always get overlooked or overshadowed at this point. Like why is that? Like I mean, I get that sometimes it's not easy to write them. I will say that. Wait, was that Miriam? Female leads in cartoons, at general audience, there's a bit more stigma. Hold on. There's a bit more stigma as a female leads at a show aimed at girls in particular, I guess. I guess so too. I'm guessing. But I can't be certain of that. Like, I don't know what goes behind the scenes, though. But I do know that Nickelodeon, back then when Sima Zargami, I think that's her name, she canceled a show called Making Fiends, which I don't remember if I watched that show as a kid. I can't be certain, but I do know one thing's for sure. That when watching the show, it actually got me inspired to say, yeah, you can still have comedy horror into it. It's basically not light version like Invader Sim, but something along the lines of something like that. I guess you could say. I guess that's one way of saying it. But one thing that really bothers me, one thing that bothers me about this about Making Fiends is that while it was made for a web series, get this, they didn't give the credits back to Amy Winfrey. No joke. Amy Winfrey, the creator of the series, who owns the series, thinks that she should have the show back, but Amy Winfrey didn't get it back because Nickelodeon didn't want to give her another chance, though. So I'm guessing that's really one of the reasons why she didn't want to do that. Look, guys from Nickelodeon, I know you're not gonna listen to me when I say this because, well, let's be honest. If YouTube hates me, I know Viacom's gonna hate me. What the hell? You do realize that creators have every right to do whatever they can out of them. Their freedom with their creation. No, as long as they actually don't do anything that's harming or something. I don't know what the because I'm not a professional creator. I can't speak for everyone when I say it though. So yeah, and I'll go into one more thing about creativity. So what got me into creativity was, well, if you're wondering where the name Flamingo's writings came from, I actually was mostly inspired by what else writings of my series because I was actually enthralled to do a lot of writings. And I wanted to do something similar to what Techno, if anyone doesn't know, Techno, he's a guy I watch on YouTube who does internet horrors and such. And honestly, though, it doesn't seem all that bad. No, I consider. I mean, I haven't watched a lot. I haven't commented a lot of the videos lately because being a busy woman and everything, it's really not that easy. It's really not. Though honestly, though, what gets me inspired by his here's the thing though, as someone who's done role reversal things though, I don't see a problem with having male leads encouraging females or female leads encouraging males though. Like you can make the argument that, oh, but it's gender reverse, then I don't really have a problem with that. Like hell, if you okay, I know I haven't watched it though. Trying to plan on watching it. Trying to plan on watching the series. It's called Banana Fish. I think that's what it's called. Banana Fish. Anyone who's heard of that? It has two millies, and that's more for a shoujo demographic. Or say Kill a Kill, that's more for a shonen demographic. So here's my question: what's your problem with having that? Like, if you're gonna make the argument, oh, but they're different gender swaps or something, I don't see a problem with that. Like, hell, I mean, there's some shows out there I know that are more for like boys, and yet I still watch stuff for boys. Hell, like I said earlier, I'm a tomboy myself. I don't have a problem with that in particular. So just saying that, oh, because it has this gender reverse doesn't mean you can't watch it. I mean, hell, I mean, I think let's say for example, My Little Pony. I hear a lot of boys watch that series. I will say that. So what's the problem with that? I mean, there's bronies out there, and if girls can watch something like action packed, like say I'm probably gonna go old fashioned this way. Let's say, for example, Power Rangers. I used to watch that show a lot, and you could argue there's boys in there, but keep in mind there was girls in there too. I mean, yeah, they change characters every so often, but that's really the bare minimum of that. Like, you can't tell me in any shape or form you can't have something like that. So, going back to it, would it really kill the people behind it to actually show that you can still do him male leads for females and then female leads for males? It's not really that bad though. You can do it any way you want to. I mean, as long as you're not doing anything that's uncomfortable or something that's really questionable or anything, I don't see a problem with that in the slightest though. Like that's what I'm trying to get here is that. But back to what I was saying about my inspiration for Flamingo's writings. If any of y'all are wondering where Flamingo's writings came from, it's actually inspiration for what I got from Techno, who does internet horrors or sometimes technical errors. And I myself, who watch technical errors in internet horrors, which I don't watch a lot nowadays, mostly due to my busy job and everything. So if you're wondering why I don't upload very often, anyone who's watching my channel, That's the reason why I don't upload all the time, though. It's really because my work gets uh, really progress over time. But after watching, say, technical errors, that's what got me into doing that. And Afrofish OG. Now, if you don't know Afrofish OG, he's someone who talks about anime, video games. Although mostly I watch him for video games because that's where I got most of the stuff from. Watching him, and I have to be honest though, watching his video games really inspired me to think that's really creative in a lot of ways though. And I will say it's not easy to watch something like that. I will say that. But what really got me into doing these Flamingo's writings is because I want to talk about different writings in different media. Like I said, guys, if you have any suggestions, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask or to suggest anything from the writings. I already did fan fictions. Right now, I'm doing inspiration and plagiarism. So there you have it. And also, if you want to, you can feel free to tell me any suggestions so I can try to search for them if you want to. Oh, because it's really something I really look forward to. Like I'm trying to build my channel up, sure, but I don't care how many subs I have. I really don't. I mean, I'm not one of those people say, "Oh, you better sub to me, otherwise it's gonna be a pain in the butt." Oh my god. I myself used to be a very traditional girly girl, but and even I absolutely loved Ninjago, Fairly Odd Parents, TMNT, SpongeBob, etc. While I watching Winx, Totally Spies, MLP, etc. Yeah, I mean, again, you don't have to be just that gender just to watch something like that. Like I was known to be a daddy's girl most of my time, even though rest in peace, gentlemen. Like rest in peace. I really do miss y'all so much. Miss my daddy and pops. And no, I'm not. I'm probably gonna have to do. Maybe I'll do a live stream on what Maddie has done to me and everybody else. Yeah, because she's really starting to piss me off more. But I'm not doing that right now. And frankly, I don't know when I'll be doing it because. Well, let me give you an honest experience though. After seeing what Maddie did before something happened in my family, like on January 10th, almost a month ago, she really broke me. That's how much she broke my heart when she did that. Like she really pissed me off to no level on that. Like really, Maddie. Like why would you do this shit to me? Like and everyone else, everyone who's come forward to you, and then they say they're really grateful for what they have for you in store, and then you do this shit. Like well, what's your problem? Like, you really expect that? I'm glad I didn't take inspiration from you, granted, but then even so, why? What made you think that was necessary to begin with? Like, you really took that trust and that I gave you, and you threw it out the window. Like, if you guys ever want my trust, the only way you could do it is if I could trust you back. Don't take my trust and throw it out the window. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for that much. Not much at all. Like I'm not asking you, oh, can you be my friend because that's all I want. No, the only way I could have you be my friend, and if you want to be my friend, is if we trust each other. That's really all I'm asking for. But Maddie, she really blew me away when she did that. That's how much she really. Me off the most about Maddie is really, I think, because she was grooming minors right there. That's what really pissed me off more. Because keep in mind, I don't like talking about my past life on a stream, but I'll say this: I was groomed when I was 8 years old at that time, and I was used. I know it's disgusting. I know it's from a video who I'm not going to say names, which if you watch Techno's third episode of Technical Errors, you probably know what I'm talking about. But long story short, she did say now a deleted sentence from Dibs Rose saying that, oh, this wasn't that a long time ago, just once upon a time. Here's what I have to say. That's nothing for you to say. Like, hell, I went through this until I got into my 20s, and I still think about it to this day. Even to this day, I still think about the stuff that happened to me. I never once said, oh, can I tell you that was a long time ago or such? No, I would never in a million years think that. Because if that was a long time ago, then congratulations, you found a reset button in your mind, which, to be honest, you don't have a reset button in your life. You don't. I wish there was, but once it's done, it's done. There's nothing you can do to change that. I'm sorry for getting pissed off, people, but that thing about Maddie really bugs the hell out of me. So after that inspiration, though, yeah, I was gonna say when it comes to, I'm sorry for going off topic, guys. It's just really getting to me. So going back to what I said about the inspiration and stuff, though, what really got to me, though, about the inspiration and about techno streams of technical errors, that's what got me into an Afrofish OG's live streams. That's what got me into doing my Flamingo's writings, because I want to talk about different writing stuff from different types of media. Like, it could be any kind of writing, which I already did fanfics. I already did inspiration and I'm trying to do, let's say, about plagiarism. So for those who need to know, this is something I've been this is one thing I've wanted to talk about for a while now. And honestly, though, when it gets right down to it, though, I have to be honest, though. Oh, I mean, plagiarism is something you don't want. Now, for those who don't know what plagiarism is, it basically means you're copying everything that the person did, and you don't ever give credit to them. That's really, so I like to think of it like, say, movies. Like, if you've seen movies like, say, The Asylum, which if you've ever seen Saber Sparks videos, say, about, like, say, The Asylum or Video Brancato or whatnot, those are movies that plagiarize very popular movies like Trolls or anything like that, whatnot. Now, let's say this, though. I have no problems with people trying to think of their own way of doing that. That's subjective. However, when you get right down to it, if you plagiarize stuff, it's not going to show you that how creative it is. It's just going to copy everything. It's kind of like, say, a piece of homework. Let's say you have a math homework, you forgot to do it, and then you say, oh, can I copy your homework? And then you just hand it in without giving any credit for the person who helped you, though. And what's more, you really copy them without anything like that. Like, guys, don't copy someone's homework. I've went through that myself as a kid, and that's not something you want. Not something that you want at all. I mean, I was used a lot like that, and the plagiarizing thing is another whole level, especially because this plagiarizing really gets on my nerves. Though, but when it comes to something like, say, homework, that's really something you don't want on your resume. You don't. You just don't. The resume, it's like, if you're gonna, I'll be honest with you, inspiring someone is something you really want. I'm not gonna sugarcoat by saying that you should, but it's really something that you have to be aware of what you're doing. Though, like, let's say this, for example. If anyone's heard of Video Brancato, let's say for a movie, I'm gonna go with say The Little Cars or The Little Panda Fighter. The Little Panda Fighter is a movie that I've watched from the Hero of Tomorrow's videos, which is another inspiration I got from his videos, because he was actually my first ever reviewer I watched. Not the Nostalgia Critic, but that one in particular. So when watching the Little Panda Fighter review, I said to myself, this is supposed to be a Kung Fu Panda ripoff? Then where's the Kung Fu then? Where's everything else? Speaking of plagiarism, I immediately think of YouTube Conan, who stole everything for his MEP videos to needs from other creators, including my besties. Oh my god. Like, did Conan never give credit to them? Because if anything, that's not showing you got credit for them. That's not showing them at all. And that's another thing too. That's another thing with YouTubers. Like, if you're gonna copy everything that the user has, here's what I have to ask: what in the actual living hell did you think was going to happen? Do you think everyone in their person going to say, "Oh, those are your videos. You did a great job editing"? No, they're going to be suspicious. They're going to look at them specifically on what you did, though. Now, if you ask permission, if you could do it, maybe they'll give it to you, but it depends if you're doing it or not, though. I mean, copyright, yes, copyright can be a bitch. I'm not going to deny that. But here's the thing: if you have a, like, I try to, this is why for me, when I say I try to do copyright videos, yeah, yeah, there's not copyright videos, copyright free videos. Like, I have videos that were slides, like slides for my channel, because I wanted to discuss about what Maddie did and me and everyone else, especially with the grooming thing that I wanted to talk about for a while, but for whatever reason, YouTube won't allow me, because those were, like, here's the thing: I did a slide video, like, not exactly a month ago, but 2 months ago. That's what happened. But do you know what YouTube said? They said it was copyright because I was copying someone else's videos. YouTube, those were my videos, and I was trying to do a slideshow of all the comments that Maddie left on me and what she said to me and my friends. That's what she was doing. And then you said I'm copying. No permission, and he's still threatening people, roughly calling him out. I'm working on an exposed video on him. It'll hopefully drop soon. Yeah, I look forward to watching it though, Missia, because honestly though, it's really something because I'm a sucker for documentaries like that. I really am. But yeah, that's the thing though. It's really bugging me that these users, if anything, like, here's the thing though. YouTube tried to say to me that I can't use my own slides because of copyrights, even though I screenshot everything for those videos to a T. And then YouTube goes ahead and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, but this is copyright. You can't use it," and such like that. Like, YouTube, why do you always say this to me? Like, I try to do my best to do these videos, and yet you go on and say I'm copying someone else's work. No, my name was on them and such. I never made one documentary style vid. Ever wish me luck. Yeah, I wish you the best of luck too, sweetie. I wish you the best of luck. Too. But yeah, what gets me frustrated is that I wanted. That's why I did the these shorts and such, because YouTube, being the people that they are, really said to me, "Oh, I'm sorry. We can't use your video because it's copyright," or something like that. Like, guys, no, I didn't even copy the video. It was mine. It had my name on it and everything, and yet you really think I'm gonna take that in for what it's worth? No, you really think that's really how it's gonna work? Like, I'm sorry for overreacting much, because this is how I usually talk. I really do apologize. I really do. But what really gets to me is how they think they're someone else's videos when they were really mine to begin with. Like, I had everything for it though. It's really no surprise to me that that everyone would, like, whoever thought about that. Like, I did try to expose what Maddie did to me and everyone else, because keep in mind, she made community posts and then she comes up with this shit. But that's why I'm trying to do my own videos about why she's doing the things she's doing. But due to the fact that YouTube won't let me do it, that's why I couldn't do a documentary of what she's been doing. She's always, because they're saying, "Oh, this is copyright," or such. Like, I tried to do a slide video. I really tried to, but the thing is, they said to me I couldn't use it because I've been copying someone else's. See, this is one of the reasons why I say plagiarizing, you shouldn't really be doing it. You shouldn't do it at all. Oh, and by the way, though, speaking of plagiarizing, yeah, I've heard about death threats, though. I will say that. Not just from Conan, but by someone else, though. But Yeah, they kept, but this is also another thing too. If anyone's like, I think one user I will say, for example, who copyright or say plagiarize somebody is the irate gamer who plagiarized the the ang the angry video game nerd. Is that his name? Angry video game nerd? AVGN? Yeah, that's his name. But what really frustrates me, to me, to me is what frustrates me is that he says, "Oh, it's really supposed to be like a lot of people say, "Oh, but it's inspiration. It's not supposed to do that." No, just no. Going back to what I said about Techno, a channel that I watch on YouTube, which I watch him like every day when I'm eating my breakfast. I'm gonna say that because that's how I get myself ready to do my writing stuff work and such though. And yes, I'll be trying to do a video for Noah, one of our closest friends and such though. But what you need to understand is that going back to what I said about the technical error thing though, let me say this though. No, you're not overreacting, bestie. YouTube itself is very anti-exposing people, like commentary style. YouTube always, and it seems to get the short, the sick. It seems, yeah, that seems to be the thing though. Like it seems to me that every time someone tries to do what the fuck is it? Tries to say to people, "Oh, I'm sorry, but this is not your video. It was my video. You see fucking my fucking my fucking oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. My fucking watermark right there. I use a flamingo, two flamingos in the pond as my watermark. That's what I use for my channel instead of just using my logo with the flamingos with a rose on their head and one with the sunglasses on their eyes. Like you mean to tell me you mean to tell me that I can't use that? Eh, my own no. It's really no surprise YouTube can be hypocritical at times, especially with the which I said to you about oh my god, what is it? The the what is it though? I'm sorry if I'm stammering because I'm not good with speech patterns. I really do apologize in advance. But what really gets to me is how these people say to me that on YouTube they say about how I can't use it of plagiarizing. I am not plagiarizing. If I were, I'd probably be doing like let's say this for example. I hate to use a user for example. I hate to use let's say for example if I were using um the Hero of Tomorrow's videos of a guy I watch on YouTube where he talks about his reviews and stuff like that. Let's say I used his videos without question, without permission, and I say, yeah, I'm just going to use these videos because they're my own. Except you guys already know those aren't my videos to begin with because number one, I don't sound like that. And number two, even if you watch Techno stream, you would know that's not what I look like. And if you haven't seen Techno stream, you wouldn't know what I look like in person. Oh, you wouldn't even know what it is supposed to be at times, though. But what's really bothering me about YouTube, at least to me, is that no exaggeration. They really think, "Oh, I'm sorry, but that because I'm trying to do a video on him as such, like a commentary as such, and put that's my thoughts on it with that. But the thing that gets me the most upset is how how sometimes those video yeah how they say those aren't your videos no shit I said they weren't mine and I do not own this video like I was going to say I do not own something like that but oh no you copied something oh my god YouTube are you trying to play these people like editing skills is something that I'm sure a lot of people would know already But back to another plagiarizing thing. Let's go back to another video that's going back to another user who plagiarized something. Let's say Star Giant Productions. Now, okay, I'm gonna sound a little brief here. I'm going to sound brief when I say this. Star Giant Productions is a user I used to follow. I used to follow her like Maddie. I thought she was every time you'll every time you'll make an exposed vid, and you either with copyright or this is cyberbullying. No matter how hard try to avoid this, it's really yeah, it's really sad. They always do that. Like, oh, I'm sorry, but you can't use this or whatnot. Like, what the hell's your problem, YouTube? Like, cyberbullying means that you're gonna do something like a crime, like say you're gonna threaten this person. That's not what it means. It's like if I were cyberbullying, which one, I don't do, and number two, even if I did, wouldn't you at least give me a strike or something? Because I thought that's what they do. Oh wait, but you don't babysit everybody. Now I'm not here to say I have to control everybody's emotions or behavior. I'm not saying that at all because no one can control their fans. No one can. But what I am saying is that you can't tell me that's the way it goes at all. So back to what I was saying about Star Giant Productions. Now, I used to follow her back in 2020 after what she did with Lily because Miriam would understand what I'm going through. Now, keep in mind, I was 20 or 21 when I started being friends with Miriam. I told her about what happened to me around 8 years old. Lily said it was my fault after she was helping everyone else out. Yeah, soon it'll be, can't believe it, it'll be like 3 years our friendship anniversary began. But what really got to me about Star Giant is that I thought she was a light version of Lily. Started out pretty nice, started off someone who's ever helped those in need, but after a while, start watching, say, the video about how she tried to call out Mr. Enter. Look, I don't watch Mr. Enter no more after the Turning Red video controversy. And yes, I do know they had re-uploaded the video. I understand that. And what's more, he did do a not so mixed bag video, but I don't care about that right now. What I do care about is how Star Giant plagiarized his video, some of his videos to make it look like it's her own. Like, Rebecca, you say you're inspired by Enter, and yet you get inspired by copying everything he's done. That's not inspiration. That's plagiarizing. And yet, you in a Lily Orchard video, which I'm thinking is the third one. I can't be certain because I haven't watched your videos in God knows how long. But what I'm trying to get here is that you sound like you yourself sound a lot better than what Mr. Enter's done. Even if you don't like Mr. Enter, which, to be honest, that's on you. That's on you if you don't like Mr. Enter or not. I don't watch him no more. I don't, mostly because I really can't further grasp it. But what I'm trying to say here is that how are you any better? Not only because you plagiarized somebody, but also for allowing a child predator in your server, in the Discord server for 8 months. And yes, I wanted to do a video on that matter. I really wanted to, guys. I really did. But due to the fact that everybody, yes, the real Thomas, yes, Techno, and yes, Lyle Convoy, and everyone has already stated what they've stated, I try to find material of what I wanted to work with. Because like with Lily Orchard, Rebecca was someone I thought I could at least enjoy her content. But for what she's done, from plagiarizing Mr. Enter, to being hypocritical and being mean to her staff and everything, that's really something I can't believe. Wait, as someone who got bullied on, I find it disrespectful to call. Hmm. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, oh, but you're bullying me too, guys. That's not bullying if someone gets called out. Call outs are not cyberbullying. Hell, they're not even harassment videos. They're not. If they were harassment videos, then here's what I have to say. Either one, get a dictionary, find out, or number two, just go outside. Go outside and try to figure out what you're trying to aim at, because in this world it feels like everybody is losing doubt. Like, I hate to be that person, guys. I really do. But when it comes to losing doubt, that's what I feel like. I'm a skeptical person in real life. Like, not just with media. I meant like with people in real life. It's one of the reasons why I have trust issues with a lot of people I meet in general. So this is why I say, if I could trust you, can you trust me in return? I'm not asking for someone to be my friend right off the back. Right off the back. I'm not asking for that at all. No, what I'm asking for is your cooperation, your trust, your responsibility, and to know what's going on. Yeah, girl, same. I used to watch that star because I liked her unpopular opinions cartoon. Same reason I watched Lily in 2018. And just as Lily, she's a terrible person. Not the same extent, but still. Yeah, that's another thing too. But going back to what I said about Star Giant Productions about Rebecca, yeah, she really pissed me off when she was saying about, oh, these people who talk about Nekopon on the server are all liars. Okay, where do I even start with this? First off, it's incredibly disgusting to say they're all liars, especially because number one, you say you don't have evidence, which guarantees there's someone who's been groomed. I myself say this a lot to my family. You don't need evidence. You don't need evidence to back up your claim of what happened to you because you're the one who has the story. And number two, even if you could ignore all of the shit that's been going on, though, you still have to believe that person's word. Look, I went through this since 8 years old. I've went through this until I got into my 20s with multiple guys. It's one of the reasons why if someone calls me beautiful, I know that's a trigger word. I know it's a trigger word for someone to come up to me and say, "Oh, but you look so beautiful." Well, here's the thing. How do I know you're not using that to advantage me? Because that's what I had to go through a lot. And someone like Rebecca, who I thought she was someone that I could at least trust. Again, I don't like them because they're only there just to spread the information about a bad person. No, 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 no. I'm there just to show that I could trust them. Trust is the key word here. Trust and hate do not have the same synonym or anything like that. But seriously, I had to go through this with multiple people. Trust and hate do not have the same definition. If you don't understand that, again, go read a dictionary or better yet, read a thesaurus. Maybe that's better off for you. But what's really bothering me, at least to me, is that I used to follow Rebecca because of how she inspired me to, well, not give up or anything like that. And after talking about Lily, I thought she was a pretty decent person. But no, apparently she started becoming human garbage, all because she really couldn't get her own act together. Exactly. The way she talked about depression triggered the ever living shit out of me. Oh, yeah, that's true too. Oh, but we're only getting scratching to the surface, people, because one thing that really bothers me, especially with people like Maddie, Lily, Rebecca, and Coyote Lovely, Zayn Magenta, I could name everyone in the goddamn book if I had to, a bunch of YouTubers I used to follow, and then they do this shit. This shit they're pulling out of their asses. What really triggers me the most is how not only Rebecca did this shit, but back to the plagiarizing thing. Now, she did say in one of her videos, again, I can't remember which video it was, but what really bothered me is how she says, and I quote, "Oh, I don't copy from someone. I get inspired." Yeah, because when you inspire somebody, you copy everything. You copycat. One thing I really have to say though about Rebecca is that she really loves to blow the whistle on people. Like back when Nekopon was grooming minors for 8 months. Oh, but only the courts could do that. Rebecca. Yeah, well, I don't think you're gonna watch my video because number one, I'm not that popular, and number two, you probably wouldn't remember me as such. But even with that said, your values are really inconsistent. You really, really can't keep your values straight. You say that Toon Critic who groomed a what was it, a teenager? He was on mine. He was trying to make himself innocent. That's okay because he's a pedophile. But when it comes to Nekopon, that's not okay because you need the justice. Okay, one, don't tell me that sexist thing. I don't want to hear that because in real life, I did say this to somebody. I'm not going to say who, but I'm going to say this right here now. It doesn't matter what gender you are. There is no contest or any implication of what you may do. Everybody has their faults, and it's our job to get help of what we need to improve on. If not, then you're really basically making yourself screwed over. But when plagiarizing someone, like say Mr. Enter, look, I'm not a fan of Mr. Enter, like I said, I'm not. But what really frustrates me, the really tip of the iceberg that frustrates me about Rebecca is how she says that, oh, this is Enter's fault or this is his team's fault. Look, I watched a bunch of videos to make sure, guys, this week, even last week before making this video. And the type, the kind of person that Rebecca played really shows me how stupid I was to follow her. And yet some people say to me, oh, she's not all that bad. Oh, she's not that bad, huh? Then how come she's been still doing this shit? How come? But I think that's really what made me laugh at Rebecca in the first place, because not only because she's always getting herself into trouble, but because of the fact that she can't even keep her consistency story straight. But the plagiarizing thing, as I said before, when she said started copying Mr. Enter, which I watched Ephraim's video to see what was going on, and that's where the nail hit me real badly, like real badly than ever before. It's like she stabbed me in the back with an actual knife. It really hurt that badly. I was saying to myself, Rebecca, you were someone I thought I could trust. I thought I could at least look up to, but then you do this shit. Wait, same. I was a fan of Zaid. Fan of Zaid, to be honest. Like, I wasn't truly angry at him, but turning out the way I was just sad. I thought he would do better. Nope, he threw all the audience under the bus. Yeah, that's yeah. When you throw all your audience under the bus, it shows that you didn't even respect them. You only threw them under the bus. I mean, I'm not a big user myself. I'm like 76 subscribers at the time of making this video, and while I do hope to make my channel big, I don't use them and say, oh, I only use you to make my channel big because that's what I wanted to do is make videos, blah 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 blah. No, just no. It's really no secret that a lot of subs are gonna lose focus on you. But I think by the end of the day, that's really one of the reasons why I try my best to avoid internet drama, because believe it or not, it's never going to go away. Even if it spreads like a plague, I try my best to avoid internet drama. There was a time where, as users, we can all connect with each other. Again, I started this Flamingo's writing thing because I was inspired by technical errors. And as Afro Fish OG with his video games and such. But I wanted to do something of my own. And is even with that writing, I still do my best to see the positive light. Look, you can follow the path all you want with the plagiarism and all you want, uh, because honestly, when you follow the path to plagiarism, it's not going to get you anywhere. It's really not. And what's worse, it's gonna reach out to a dead end, and you don't want a dead end. You want a path to follow where where you can go. I'm not gonna speak for everybody here. I'm clearly not their narrator or anything. But what I do know is that if you're gonna be inspired by somebody, think of something that got you what it is, though. For example, back to what I said about the technical errors of when Techno does his live stream. I love his work so much so that I said to myself, maybe when I get 50 plus subs, I'll do my own live stream and I'll call it Flamingo's Writings, because I want to tell you guys about what goes on, what makes this your writing, make it my own. And I wouldn't have done it if it weren't for him. He was one of the real reasons why I did my own live stream series to begin with. Now I know it's not really a series per se, because 2 episodes sounds like you're canceling the project afterwards. That's kind of what it sounds like. But either way, the reason why I don't do these videos that much is not because I don't have many subscribers, not because of that. No, I'm not asking for that. All I'm asking for is trust, cooperation, people I can look up to. And for that matter, I wouldn't have it either way. Now, the reason why I'm doing these Flamingos writings is not all because, well, writings is just my only skill. I do have other skills, but here's the thing. I would not say I am professional at them. I would not say I am perfect at them. I would not even say anything like saying, "Oh, I am just good enough to be a writer." I would never call myself a good writer to begin with. Yeah, writing's been my strong suit, but it's how I express myself. It's how I deal with my copes and all my pain I've been going through. Even as of lately, while I'm still coping through the loss of my pops, I still might do my best to stay strong. It's one of the reasons why I do so. But plagiarizing someone's work is not something I want to go out on. I mean, yeah, techno is one of the reasons why I did this live stream in the first place, along with Afrofish OG. But the reason why I do this is because it makes me happy. It's my hobby. I wouldn't have it either way. Even the people I have gotten I've subscribed to and stuff. Wait, if it weren't for my audience, I wouldn't upload. So I can't to get behind people, for example, Lily, who just actually treat their fans like shit. Yeah, like if you're gonna have fans, guys, here's now I'm not gonna speak for everyone on because again, I'm not their narrator or anything, but hear me out for a sec. Don't throw your audience under the bus because that's not something you want. If you get an audience that actually loves your work, that means you're doing something. That means that you have the goal in mind to show that you can do what you're best at. And if not, well, it's either because you're not watching what you say or carefully what you do and stuff. But by the end of the day, I'm only doing my Flamingos writing series because I want to show you all how much I am grateful to have you guys. I wouldn't have it either way. Now, I know I didn't really talk a lot about my Flamingos writings about that, but with the inspiration, the plagiarism, I still hope and pray with an open mind that I can still do what I can. Now, I'm not saying that I have a very open mind. My mind is just as closed as like a jar of pickles. But even with that said, I still will do whatever I can to help help give you guys the benefit I have, though, because like it or not, I still wouldn't have gotten here if it weren't for you guys, because that's the kind of people I like. I mean, let's be honest though, maybe there are shitty people out there, and make no mistake, there are going to be shitty people out there. But the truth is, if you can find those people who do work, who do worship you and still treat you with respect, then don't be afraid to give them respect back. It's not too late to try something new with that. Not at all. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have any suggestions about Flamingo's writings, don't be afraid to let me know. I can try to do my best with my research, and I'll try to do my best when it comes to doing something like that. But here's the thing. I don't know when I'll be doing another live stream. I don't know when I'll be doing another Maddie video or whatever. But I'm only doing this because of how much I really care for you guys. Because that's the kind of person I want to be. Person who cares. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect or anything. I mean, sure, I'm no professional writer, but I still do my writings when I have the chance. And no, I haven't been doing my writings a lot lately due to the struggles of my everyday life and busy babysitting job and all that. But even with that said, I still do my best to support every one in my audience. And I'm really grateful to have you guys be here as long as it though. I'll probably do something with my Flamingo writings video and bit more, but I don't know when it'll be though. So if anything, thank you all for the thing that could have been no, and I couldn't have done it without any of you guys. But until then, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being part of this channel for quite a while. And if you like this video, click the like video and subscribe button for more videos. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys around. And thank you, Miriam, Hannah, and everyone else who's been joining in. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I wouldn't know what I'd do without you, and I couldn't have it either way. I'm sorry if this video isn't anything too special or anything, but I just thought I'd give that out. But hey, if anything though, that's part of what makes you guys a special place in my heart. So until then, thank you all for watching. And till next time. And as always, stay flamingo-tastic. Peace out. I'll hold it.